Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from the awesome game of the day. Back here, of course, with Trace, and we're going to be talking about your future, man. Because I want to hear where you're kind of headed. What's your goal in StarCraft? Is it just get WCS Premier League? Is it try and win a GSL eventually? Are you looking to try and go full time? What's your objective in StarCraft?
I don't think I'd ever see myself like going full time in StarCraft unless I got really like amazingly good. Probably just get into like WCS. Like Challenger is probably the first step. I was already one series away, but Scarlet took that away from me. So yeah, I still have two separate seasons to attempt it this year, and I'll definitely see myself at least trying for the rest of the life of StarCraft itself.
So it's something that you would continue on after you graduate, or at least that's your intention?
Yeah, definitely. Gaming is a big part of my life. I wouldn't just completely abandon it. Even though real life is way more important, gaming is very important too.
It's so interesting because I feel like you're one of the few people that I could then say, do you feel like you could manage it time-wise? But I mean, it sounds like you don't necessarily need to invest as much time as a lot of other people would. You're going to be able to keep up with it, investing a little bit less time, and maybe make it work with your whatever job you have or anything else like that.
Yeah, I think for me, it would be short spurts rather than like continual playing over a long amount of period of time.
So it doesn't sound like you have like these grand aspirations right now of being one of, like a Scarlet or a Naniwa, of being like the foreign hope that's going to compete against all these other, top Korean players or anything. Sounds like you just want to be a pretty good player.
Yeah, I just want to be a pretty good player. In my opinion, I think I have some realistic standards.
Mhm.
Although I still have high standards as well, but like I mean I have high standards compared to other people, but they're still realistic at the same time. I always like to go for more. About what you were saying though, like the top level player that goes against Koreans, I think it would actually be possible for a top level I think it would be possible to become a top level player with little amounts of practice as well, but I don't think I guess there's just not that special person just hasn't hit the scene yet. But I think it definitely would be possible though to see some amazing non-Korean that would rival Korean level skill, but it just hasn't hit this SC2 at all.
Yeah. It might be a little longer until we see another Stefano or something pop out in the
Yeah.
scene. So where do you see yourself 2 years ideally then, both in StarCraft and I guess in your real life?
Well, in real life, hopefully I'm having a stable job of some sort and I'm able to pay for all my expenses, whatever that may be. And whatever free time I have, I'll continue playing StarCraft. I know there's a few players that they have to manage their school life as well. Some people are a little bit older than me. I would just give an example like Puck. He is in school right now, and at the same time he's a pro player. I'm not too sure like 100% of all of his hours on the game, but he definitely has a lot of time dedicated to school as well.
All right. And the final question that I always ask everyone who comes on the show, and in my opinion, one of the most important questions is, why should people root for you? Why are you a player that people should be cheering for and hoping that you actually do manage to break out in the scene?
I would say one big factor, I don't quite play like any other player in the tournament and in general. So you'll be seeing some. I would say they'll be like textbook games essentially, but they won't be quite exactly what you'll be like expecting. Based on that, I hope they're at least enjoyable. And then my skill level is pretty high, I would say right now. I just need to I need to not be so pressured if I play against a Terran player. So hopefully if I overcome that, then I think I could see myself at least getting a top 2.
Trace, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to go ahead and check him out at all the stuff that he's about to talk about. But Trace, where can people actually catch you at?
Okay, so I have a Twitter page, and that is TraceSC2. And then I have a Twitch channel as well, but I don't stream on it too much, but that is Trace User, just lowercase Trace User. And that's about it for social media.
Be sure to check out Trace over there, as well as his Team Gravity. Ladies and gentlemen, all the links to all the stuff that he just mentioned will be over in the chat. But of course, if you did enjoy the show, please do consider following the channel, twitch.tv/FearDragon64 and youtube.com/FearDragon64 for all the videos on Breaking Out. And of course, if you do want to contribute to the Breaking Out Season 4 prize pool, you can do that by hitting the link down below the Twitch page. It's the big Breaking Out Invitational or Breakout Invitational logo that has the donate button on it, and it'll donate directly to the prize pool. Another way that you you can support it is also if you decide to sub to the Twitch channel, then that money will also go into the Breakout Invitational for the next season. But guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We still have the fun segment coming up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the last little bit of humiliation that we can squeeze out of Trace. Hello everyone. Welcome to the fun segment. Trace, are you ready? Are you ready for the embarrassing segment? That's what I like to call it a little bit more, because for those who don't know, the fun/embarrassing segment is where we try and humiliate the player. We try to make them regret coming on the show and questioning whether it was really worth even getting a chance to play in the Invitational. And we do that by making them do a unit impersonation for at least 30 seconds. Now, Trace, I understand you've picked out a unit, so what is your unit going to be?
It's going to be the Dark Templar.
Dark Templar. All right, as long as you don't just say, okay, we'll just, I'm going to stand here and you're going to edit me out and just going to have it on an empty screen for this. That's not going to fly, man. All right, well, let's go ahead and see it. All right. Thank you very much for that, Trace. That was quite fantastic. I very much appreciate that. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in for Breaking Out. Be sure to check out Trace, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful night.